Okay, team, I'm here with Ben Dickie. Ben is the founder of That's It, and I've coached Ben for a few years now. And last year you went and ran the Southern Lakes Ultra, 6 days running every day, missions in the hills, and you had to back that up and try and keep yourself in one piece. With That's It, you've got lots of different products, but I want to talk about Footcare and actually keeping your feet in one piece. What are some of the tricks and things that you did over those days to make sure that you're still being able to use your feet and you weren't walking funny towards the end?
Yeah, so there's real potential for that to be a showstopper on a multi-day adventure like that, and even a single day. But the key point right at the start is shoe selection. I think if you choose the right shoes that fit you well and have enough room so you're not rubbing, then that is probably the number one thing I could advise. And then you go out to socks.
Yes.
Socks are really, really important. I would avoid cotton and any synthetic material. Wool is really the only go-to, and make sure it's got a fair bit of cushioning. And then change your socks, obviously. When it comes to...
Did you change your socks during the run at all? Some people in like long ultras will actually stop and change shoes or socks.
Yeah, I think if I go for something longer, so the longest we were running was about 85 Ks in one day. So that for me was not long enough to change socks. Partly because if I sit down and stop, then I might not get back up again. But, I think if I'm running longer than that, I would definitely look to see if I can change socks and get a fresh pair, because it's just so much cushier when you put on a nice fresh pair. But if you have the right socks, then they do remain pretty cushy throughout.
Shoes, socks, what's next?
So the other one is obviously preparation. If you harden your feet to it, then you're setting yourself up for success. But sometimes that can actually work in the opposite direction. If you have blisters that have been hardened off, they can actually form a rubbing point on your feet as well. So if you notice any calluses forming, that's a point that your feet will rub again. And so it's important to protect those areas, either with some tape, or what I used is our blister-stop wool. So just wrap those areas up, and that stops them from getting friction on those points that you know will rub.
So that goes on your sock and will stay there and
that's right,
fill in those gaps a little bit.
So you just put it on the area that you think, and then all you do is just pull your sock on. You don't have to tape it on or anything like that. So there's three things that actually cause blisters. So there's friction, obviously, there's heat, and then there's moisture. So moisture is a really difficult one to manage, because if you're going through streams, and that's something you can't avoid it. Also, sweat is really hard to avoid. So it is a difficult one, but then you can apply powders to try and dry your feet out, or change your socks to try and manage that as best you can. Heat is another one you can't really manage that well, but friction is the one that you can do the most with. So with all those things we talked about, and then using the wool, but then also our anti-chafe gel, I put that all over my toes and feet to stop to minimise as much friction as possible between my toes and between the sock and my other part.
Does that help waterproof your feet a little bit as well, to stop them sort of swelling, getting that sort of, I've been in the bath too long sort of look?
That's right, So when your skin gets wet like that, it softens and it reduces the tension or the strength of your collagen in your skin. So if you can waterproof it to some degree with a product like that, so that's lanolin based, so it's very it soaks into your skin really well, and makes it waterproof in the top layers of your skin. So that's really good. And then the other thing is just drying your feet out as soon as you can when you finish to run, and so taking your shoes off as soon as you can, cleaning them, making sure that hygiene's done really well, because if you have any blisters that form, you don't want them getting infected. So that's the other good thing actually about our products, is they're all antimicrobial as well. So with the manuka oil and both the wool and the anti-chafe gel, it makes them antifungal and antibacterial too, so it helps with that. But came through the 6 days without any blisters whatsoever, so I was really pleased with that.
Good. So what you're saying is what you tried and what you've built here actually works.
It does do the trick.
And hopefully some of that training that we did beforehand made those feet tough enough, so again, mean that you're good to go. Well done. Cheers, Ben.